What is up, y'all? It's your man, That Dude, bringing you guys another video. It is that time of year where the winter releases of anime are dropping. So I was going down the list of releases on AniChart, and I came across Heaven's Design Team. When I read the info at first, it didn't really pique my interest, but I'm trying to make an effort this year to watch more anime that I usually would not watch. So I gave it a chance and watched that first episode, and I am so glad I did, because Heaven's Design Team was unexpectedly hilarious. I thought that when I first read the info, I thought that the show was going to be maybe geared more towards kids, maybe more of an informational type show just about different animals and that kind of stuff. But that really wasn't the case. A lot of the humor, I think, will hit for adults just as well as it might hit for kids. Actually, some of the humor might go over the head of most kids. And so with that, it is definitely not meant just for kids. Adults, I think, can enjoy this show a lot. I know just this first episode had me in tears a couple of times, and I thought it was fairly funny all the way throughout. The way the show is set up is particularly interesting where, God has set about creating all the animals, but, he got a little lazy or bored with it, so he outsources it to a design team of angels. And it's all these people who sit around, argue about a design for an animal, and then they pass it off to the engineer. The engineer might come back and tell them, well, this design doesn't work for this particular reason. And that's really the crux of the show. And so you have all these different designers who may specialize in different things. You have one guy who his masterpiece creation was the horse. And so he's always trying to make different variations of horses. And he particularly wants to make a flying horse. So you get early on in the episode, you get a very comedic scene where the engineer has to come out and explain to him for, I don't know how many times that we can't do flying horses for insert reasons here. And the other design members on the design team are kind of butting heads because they might design one animal that might prey on the animal that someone else designed, and they go back and forth because of that. And there's little scenes like that are really well done and they give the show a lot of its comedy. And I just really wasn't expecting how good it was. There's one character in particular where all he does is after he designs an animal, or after anyone designs an animal, he has to eat it. He has to taste it, which makes complete sense. Really, somebody has to know what these animals taste like. And if this is I don't want to say a research purposes endeavor, but if you're designing all these animals, you got to catalog information about them. So taste might be valuable information on that. And so they do design certain animals to taste a certain way, or they might design certain animals not to taste good so that they won't be hunted by other animals, and so on and so forth. There are so many things that this show, I think, has the potential to do well within their episodes. And it also includes some informational stuff about the animals as well. In this first episode, you learn why a giraffe looks the way it does, where it can't just have short legs and a really long neck. It might pass out because the heart can't supply blood that high, and so you get to learn why the legs have to be a certain length and the neck then has to be a certain length, and yada yada yada. So it gives you bits of information there with the comedy, but the comedy is still front and center. With everything I've said about the show, though, I don't think I can make weekly videos about Heaven's Design Team because the show seems to be very episodic. There doesn't really seem to be any storylines that's going to go between multiple episodes and like overarching plot. It's just a bunch of angels sitting around designing animals, and you get little bit parts here and there that you get comedy from, but everything is contained within each episode and really are contained within little bits within each episode. So that's kind of hard to take a show without an overarching plot and then make weekly videos about that, because I'm not really giving any kind of updates on what's happening with certain characters and any kind of development between the characters and development between with the plot. I would just be kidding on here talking about, hey, this joke this week was really funny, and this joke right here was really funny, or this joke wasn't funny, and I don't think that's going to make for interesting content. So I'll make a video about the second episode and see where it goes from there. But I don't anticipate being able to make weekly videos about Heaven's Design Team, even though I am most definitely going to keep watching this anime. I found the first episode very funny, and I have really high hopes for how funny it's going to be going forward. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you on this one. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And if you were so inclined, subscribe and share. It would help me out a lot. If you didn't like the video, let me know why in the comments. Also, do you plan on watching Heaven's Design Team? And what do you think of the first episode? Let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one.